This evening, mentally ill Herstelling man who attacked his mother returns home. City Council starts cleanup campaign. New deputy mayor talks God, politics, and the power of Guyana's youth. And we bring you the top regional and international headlines of the day.
From Safe TV headquarters in South Rivalt Gardens, this is Safe TV Headline News with George Gonzalez.
Today is Wednesday, March the 21st, 2018, and this edition of Headline News is now being streamed live on our YouTube channel. Thank you for joining us. In January, a mentally ill man was shot by police after he attacked his mother in Herstelling. Esther Sobers tells us that he's back home and he's doing better.
This past January, Christopher Trim, a mentally ill man, was accused of attacking his elderly mother, Daphne George, at their Herstelling home. The ordeal ended with Trim being shot twice after attacking a police officer with a cutlass. Today, when Channel 2 Headline News visited George's home, we learned that Trim is back and is doing better.
It's not like before, because like them give you treatment. Well, reaction, them say he got a mental problem, how he used to behave. Since he come out of like rehab, he much better now. And he see behaving in the way he used to behave.
While the elder George is happy to have his brother back, he felt that the police at the Providence station could have handled the situation without violence, since his brother suffers from mental health issues.
When a person got a mental problem, them police Providence station don't know concerning Christopher is about. Because when if even find out from the neighbors or find out about the people in the streets concerning with Christopher, you understand, they would know exactly how to come to Christopher. Because it's a mental person you're dealing with. You can't come to a mental person anyhow, because unless you find out about the neighbors or friends or somebody concerning in the neighborhood.
George noted that his brother is not the only one with mental health issues in the family. His mother also suffers from the same mental illness. When I asked if she is fearful that her son may attack her again, she responded,
"You don't make me porridge, you drink, and so I put in a little milk inside, make so she eat and so, and whatsoever."
Though Trim appears to have a vivid recollection of what happened that night, he only admitted to pushing his mother.
I just push her away from the bed because she finished ready. She's in too danger condition there. So not able to situate there.
A recent study revealed that mental illness constitutes a greater public threat than physical disorders do in Guyana. Unfortunately, mental health care has been given a low priority in the public health sector due to several factors: insufficient funding, a limited number of mental health care facilities, as well as specialized mental health professionals. Stigma and outdated legislations offer partial explanations for negative mental health outcomes. Reporting for Channel 2 Headline News, I'm Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. Georgetown's Solid Waste Management Unit starts cleanup campaign. On Sunday, the Georgetown City Council's Solid Waste Management Unit began a widespread weekend cleanup campaign starting in South Rivalt Gardens. What was once a trash heap along Cane View Lane is now clear, thanks to the efforts of the mayor and city council. Residents of South Rivalt have expressed their approval with the move. One resident supported the move, but she hopes it stays clean as it is a health and safety concern.
When people come in to dump stuff, neighbors would call out to them and get a fine using. Right? But something really needs to be done to keep it like that, because it's not only unhealthy. At night, the street is very dark and people could hide in there or lay wait on you. You know, so it would be a good thing if we could keep it like that, but then I don't know how to tell you what to suggest to you to make it, to keep it like.
Currently, Director of Solid Waste Management, Walter Narayan, is asking persons to report open dump sites to City Council. Narayan hopes that with the public's assistance, we can make Georgetown a cleaner, greener capital city. For Channel 2 Headline News, George Gonzalez. Today, 3 officials from the New Building Society were charged with 8 counts of false imprisonment. Here's Esther Sobers with more.
This morning, Anil Kushong, Anil Bihari, and Dika Kolaram appeared before the Georgetown Magistrate Courts. The trio was charged for confining 8 persons from leaving the bank's avenues of Republic headquarters on January 23, 2017. According to reports, on the day in question, a party of High Court marshals and lawyers representing former Chief Executive Officer of the NBS, Maurice Arjun, moved to NBS headquarters to seize the assets in bid to recoup the 59 million pension awarded to Arjun. However, NBS was reluctant to pay and retaliated by locking the doors of the institution, trapping customers, a lawyer, and a court marshal. After a 6-hour standoff, a check of the sum of 59.3 million was made out to Arjun after the intervention of police. The 3 NBS officials pleaded not guilty and the matter was transferred to Magistrate Dylon Bess from March 26. Reporting for Channel 2 Headline News, I'm Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. After the break, new deputy mayor talks God, politics, and the power of Guyana's youth. Need a ride around town and beyond? Look no further than Oasis Ride taxi service. With affordable prices and some of the best drivers in the business, we've been delivering prompt and reliable service to Guyana for over 16 years. We also offer tours, chauffeur service, and even car rentals. You can call us at 231-5554 or 225-5496. For deals, specials, and more information, find our page on Facebook. Oasis Ride Taxi Service. Let's go.
Seems like people will try just about anything to lose weight these days. But nothing works better than proper dieting and exercise. So if you're guilty of eating the wrong foods, not finding time to exercise, or can't afford a gym, join Safe TV Channel 2 for Body and Spirit. Aerobics workout with Dick Nunez.
Hello, I'm Dick Nunez. Welcome to Body and Spirit Aerobics.
Weekday mornings from 7 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. Don't hesitate. Act now, because your greatest wealth is your health.
Welcome back. Recently elected Deputy Mayor of Georgetown, Akeem Peter, considers his faith as the source of his success. Wendell Jeffrey sat down with him and filed this report.
Do you attribute spirituality, your personal spirituality, to the successes that you have been getting?
Off the bat, I would say, of course. I could not have achieved some of the things that I have achieved at this age without the input of God.
What are your immediate plans? You have some immediate plans in your position as Deputy Mayor?
Well, upon assuming office, my first priority is the management of City Hall. Myself and the Mayor, we've had brief discussions on how we're going to move forward, and we do believe that the councillors and the elected officials will play a greater role in this final year. Secondly, we would want a more cohesive relationship with other municipalities. Taking into consideration, we focused a lot on twinning externally with external cities. So moving forward for this year, we'll be focusing a lot on twinning with our local authorities. Our president has spoken a lot on the green city and the green economy, and we've taken that to run with it.
You're a young man, 26? 25. And here you are, the Deputy Mayor. What role do you think young people have in the governance of Guyana?
I think young people have a major role to play. We are responsible for the continuation of generations and of the vision of a particular, I often say it's not about political party, but political ideology. And I think the cohesive and the unified understanding is that we all want to better this country. Scripture says every joint supply it, and I think that is the understanding that we need to have. There is no two joints that are the same. There's no two fingerprints that are the same. So you're a unique individual, no matter the age that you're at. And I think young persons have the energy to drive the vision.
What do you think caused your promotion to this position?
I think the most fittest of persons to answer that question are the persons who supported me. But one of the things that I did, Mr. Jeffrey, is to do my best at where I was. It's a matter of performance and them identifying that, listen, he's well and able to perform effectively if he can lead such a difficult constituency and not back down from the challenge. I think fair enough that he has the ability to lead Georgetown. I've always said, both to myself and to my wife, that our success should be a testimony to the presence of God in our lives.
For Channel 2 Headline News, I am Wendell Jeffrey.
In the same interview, the deputy mayor also spoke of the nature of politics and responded to recent criticisms from other politicians. Here again is Wendell Jeffrey.
There has been some rumors of a political situation within the political situation by way of how you guys get elected, by having a caucus that kind of predetermines what happened in the full thing. Do you think that is a fair process? Do you think that compromises the legitimacy of your positions?
Of course not. The thing is, it's like sports and teams. Before a team goes out to play, they study the other team, they understand their weaknesses or their strengths, and they work towards winning the game. The immoral and uncouth thing to say is to talk against that process because the decision was not made in your favor. And I think that is the issue, and it's a principle that have been had for generations, right? That you meet together first of all before you go out and face the public, because it's better to go out united than to showcase division. When we went into office in 2015 it is, or 2016, at the local council level, 2016, the officers and office bearers were elected in the very same fashion.
What I'm hearing you say is that the people who have problems with the process are people who benefited from the process in the past.
Exactly.
And now have a problem.
And now have a problem because your view was not the majority. As a council, you decided, or as a councillor, you decided to go against those decisions because they weren't meshed with yours. You have to have respect for the office. No matter who holds the office, we are councillors, and our political head, even though being equal as a councillor, we have to respect that office, and we have to be willing to serve the vision that she had for the city of Georgetown. And when we're willing to do that, I think that is when the working progress is, when the work will be able to be done. What we have seen in the past is we had two heads, one head pulling here, one head pulling there. Never one day have I seen the Prime Minister, Mr. Moses Nagamutu, protesting outside of the President's office, because it defeats the purpose of unity. If it is you understand your role and your position, you will also understand your function as an individual, a part of a greater body.
Do you have aspirations for higher political office?
I think as I serve, even though those aspirations may not be present now, I think as I serve, and the thing is, I came into politics to change, to ignite change within several sectors. And as I serve and as my influence grows within the realm of politics, I do believe that those aspirations will grow with that service. As you climb the ladder, I think the focus should be, how can you better the lives of the persons that you've given the opportunity to lead and to be a leader?
For Channel 2 Headline News, I am Wendell Jeffrey.
Thanks, Wendell. Join us after the break for your regional news, international news, and more. Need a ride around town and beyond? Look no further than Oasis Ride Taxi Service. With affordable prices and some of the best drivers in the business, we've been delivering prompt and reliable service to Guyana for over 16 years. We also offer tours, chauffeur service, and even car rentals. You can call us at 231-5554 or 225-5496. For deals, specials, and more information, find our page on Facebook, Oasis Ride Taxi Service. Let's go.
Seems like people will try just about anything to lose weight these days. But nothing works better than proper dieting and exercise. So if you're guilty of eating the wrong foods, not finding time to exercise, or can't afford a gym, join Safe TV Channel 2 for Body and Spirit. Aerobics workout with Dick Nunez.
Hello, I'm Dick Nunez. Welcome to Body and Spirit Aerobics.
Weekday mornings from 7 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. Don't hesitate. Act now, because your greatest wealth is your health.
Welcome back. Here's Bibi Bacchus with today's regional and international headlines.
On Monday, the Jamaican government insisted that January's declaration of a state of public emergency was justified. The declaration was made after the police recorded 48 murders since the start of 2018 in the St. Catharines North Police Division. Security forces said the current operation will primarily focus on the notorious Klansmen gang, which operates mainly out of the parish capital of Spanish Town. According to Acting Commissioner of Police Clifford Blake, ongoing internal feuds within the gang are considered the cause for the recent spike in murders. This year's budget for the British Virgin Islands has decreased by 7.3% compared to the last fiscal year. Premier and Minister of Finance Dr. D. Orlando Smith announced a budget of $299,525,366 for this year. Minister Smith announced an increase in infrastructure spending as well, saying that this represents a 14.4% increase over the 2017 allocation of $308,187,131. This increase is firmly attributed that my government's undertaking across various sectors and agencies in response to the ongoing recovery and reconstructive work. The Premier said based on 2018 revenue projections, this year's fiscal deficit will be about $53.2 million. Trade union leaders in Antigua expressed anger regarding recent actions by Prime Minister Gaston Brown at an Antigua Barbuda Public Service Association meeting. On Friday, the ABPSA called an emergency meeting at the Botanical Gardens to consult with its members over the actions which should be taken to resolve outstanding back pay. However, they were also joined by Prime Minister Brown and Social Transformation Minister Samantha Marshall, who both showed up uninvited. The issue was discussed at length with union leaders, accusing the Prime Minister of allegedly intimidating public servants. And in international news, Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg has been called on by a parliamentary committee to give evidence about the use of personal data by Cambridge Analytica. Cambridge Analytica is accused of harvesting the data of 50 million Facebook users without permission and failing to delete it when told to do so. Damian Collins, the chairman of the Commons Inquiry into Fake News, accused Facebook of misleading the committee. London-based firm Cambridge Analytica denies any wrongdoing. Wiley says that the data was sold to Cambridge Analytica, which then used it to psychologically profile people and deliver pro-Trump materials to them, with a view to influencing the outcome of the 2016 presidential elections. The The suspected serial bomber in Austin, Texas, blew himself up early Wednesday morning as authorities closed in. Police had zeroed in on the suspect in the last 24 to 36 hours and located his vehicle at a hotel on Interstate 35 in the suburb of Round Rock, Austin. Police Chief Brian Manley said at a news conference.
As members of the Austin Police Department SWAT team approached the vehicle, the suspect detonated a bomb inside the vehicle, knocking one of our SWAT officers back, and one of our SWAT officers fired at the suspect as well. The suspect is deceased and has significant injuries from a blast that occurred from detonating a bomb inside his vehicle. We cannot name the suspect at this time because he has not been positively identified yet by the medical examiner, and next of kin have not yet been notified.
While his identity has not been released, the police have said the suspect is a 24-year-old white male. He is suspected of committing a series of bombing attacks over the past several weeks, killing 2 and injuring 4 persons. And finally, the Washington Post reports that according to Nigeria's government, 101 of the 110 schoolgirls abducted a month ago by Boko Haram are confirmed free, and it indicates that the release is not over. An aide to President Muhammadu Buhari says on Twitter that the number would be updated after the remaining ones have been documented. Nigeria's government claims no ransoms were paid in the release. Witnesses in Dapchi town says Boko Haram extremists released the girls in the middle of the town before dawn Wednesday with a warning. Don't ever put your daughters in school again. Reporting for Channel 2 Headline News, I am Bibi Bacchus.
Here is your 7-day weather forecast, this week's spiritual traction schedule, and today's foreign currency exchange rates. And that's Channel 2 Headline News for this Wednesday evening. As we take our leave, we invite you to find Channel 2 Headline News on Facebook and YouTube. You can also tune in tomorrow morning at 6:30 for a rebroadcast, and Thursday evening at 7 o'clock for more news. For now, I'm George Gonzalez, signing out for this newscast, saying thank you for welcoming us into your homes, and do have a blessed evening.